it was when I was working on Yabasi, that I truly understood how talented the Nigerian musicians are. The reason why it worked was because of I was Basketmouth, to be honest. So I needed Basketmouth to be able to pull that off. If I wasn't Basketmouth, all this project was nothing.
How are you doing, Chief?
I'm very well. I'm doing very well.
Did you expect the reaction to Yabasi?
The reaction?
Yeah. Did you expect the overwhelm? Were the reactions overwhelming for you?
Yes, it was. Like, to be honest, first of all, the first thing that was in my mind, I was like, Bright, you're a stand-up comedian, right? You're a stand-up comedian. You're doing music. People will not get it. How do you intend to sell it to them? How do you intend to make them really pay? Because it's time. You're telling someone to listen to your music. For people to listen to your music, they have to be in a certain kind of space. Do you understand? It's a process. You have to be in that state of mind and, play the music and have the patience to listen to all 10 songs. So yeah, it was a risk, but it was a risk I was willing to take. So I was confident in what I had created, myself and Dr. Seth. It's about whether I believe that the music was dope, yes. If I was 100% sure that people were going to accept a blend of Afrobeat, Igbo high life, and hip hop, no.
I'm going to say this on camera, the album is going to be a classic.
Yeah, it's a classic album.
You know it was.
I know. It's going to be one of those albums that in 20 years, people are going to. So that's the reason why I'm like, okay, even if the album is not getting 300 or 1 billion streams, I don't care. What I know is that what we created will last forever. And that was what we wanted to do.
A lot of people have the opinion that even though Oxlade is one of the most potent features in Nigeria, even in Africa, maybe.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel like he does his best work. He has done his best work with you.
I've heard that too. I've heard that too. I can't say I agree, because the reason why I fell in love with his talent it was because I heard Away. And when I heard that song, I was like, who the hell is this? I didn't even know he was a Nigerian. I said, I love this guy, man. I would love to work with this guy. And so I was like, yeah, he's so person's artist. I was like, really? Dude, man, invite him over because we're working on a project, and he came through. I was like, yo, man. So if he wasn't delivering on projects prior to mine, I wouldn't have noticed him. So I believe that he delivers. Maybe if he doesn't deliver as well as he did on my track, was probably because of you didn't give him the right food.
What do you tell an Oxlade, though? What do you tell an Oxlade when you want him to deliver a certain way?
So the thing, Oxlade is a music person. Oxlade is very musical. There was one time we were in my car and I played about 6 different beats for Oxlade, and Oxlade gave me 6 different songs.
Huh?
Yes, and gave me 6 different hit songs, and I picked one, and that song was Money.
That's
how I got. So I think it was on December, sometime in December. That was when December last 2 years. That's when I knew that this guy is great. So the thing with me and Oxlade is based on what you give him. Like I gave him the right vibe that brings him, and that's what I think myself and Dr. Seth, we actually work harder on. You understand, than anything else, for the song to fit the artist 100%. We tread it. Yeah.
On Money, by the way, let's quickly get into Money. No, before we get into Money, you were talking about YG at your listening party for horoscopes, and you said she didn't record something very well. You had to tell her to go re-record it.
Yeah.
It's a problem to have that conversation with a lot of artists.
I know.
So before you have that conversation, maybe they respect you a lot, or maybe you are giving them something that nobody can. So what is it that makes you have that conversation with certain artists and they deliver for you?
So the thing is, with YG, I heard YG's voice on the beat even before I approached her. As I was listening to the beat, I was like, and this is YG. This has to be YG. So I reached out to her and I told her, look, I'd like us to work on this stuff. And I sent it to her and she loved it. And she came through, Cesar Millie came around, we were just vibing. And she started, she locked the song, she unlocked the song more like, and started singing. And what I was now, the finished work that I was hearing wasn't what they recorded. So what you heard, what she sang, you wouldn't have noticed if she did something wrong because it was almost the same thing. But as I was listening to the album, because then we were done with the album, so I was listening to every track, but it was just that track that kept calling me back like, this thing is not sounding right. But everyone else was like, man, it's dope. I was like, no. And I called YG, I was like, YG, you know, I've got this dream and that. And I was even scared to ask her, or to even tell her. I was like, but YG, you know that your verse, I would like for you to take it again. Then I just recorded Ladipo, right? And I was like, I'd like for you to take it again. If you listen to it, you know what I'm talking about. And she was like, you know what, let's do it tomorrow morning. It's better if we record in the morning. I said, why? She said, that way my voice
That's not broken.
It's fresh. I said, beautiful. 8 a.m. we're in the studio and she just did it. And then she knew when she listened to the song, she was like, okay, I know what you're talking about. And she just recorded and I was like, thank you. Thank you very much. And because she knew what I was talking about. But and for me, the thing is, I try as much as possible to sell the story, the idea to the artist. I just don't tell that I've got a song. No, there's a story. So I want them to first of all like the story, like the project, and want to be part of it. So when they are willing to be part of it, it's easier to tell them like, look, guy, can you help me go this direction or that direction? But most of them, you don't have to tell them. It was when I was working on Yabasi, that I truly understood how talented the Nigerian musicians are. My God.
Incredible.
They're incredible, man.
And you are, I'm not saying it because you're on camera. If it wasn't, I'll tell you as well.
Yeah, thank you.
It's A&Rs. A lot of people call themselves A&Rs in Nigeria, but we don't have a lot of A&Rs. We have a lot of supposed A&Rs. We don't have a lot of A&Rs. We have a lot of people who know music, but don't know how to elevate music. What I hear on your albums is someone that knows what he wants, the right people to put on it, and then how to get it beyond the level that normal person will get it to. Did you think you were an A&R for a long time? Did you envision yourself in that place?
No, to be honest, I didn't know it was going to get to this, but I knew. One thing I knew, I didn't know it was called A&R yet. But most times when I'm listening to music, from our guys, even foreign songs, I'm like, this feature is not working.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm like, this is so wrong. This guy wasn't supposed to. Oh, this is good, but this is too quick. So I keep doing it. So because of that, some of my guys, they were like, come, you know what? Play music where you like.
Because you're finicky.
So I'm like, nah, this feature is not right. Why did they do it like? So I was always complaining, So I think that's where it came from. So it's been there. That part has been there for a long time. And so when we started working on the album, I didn't ask. I didn't care about getting an A&R. I was like, I knew I could do it because I know. So
what you want.
Yeah. So the thing is, I think a lot of people want to work with a certain artist, and they force the artist into the beat. That's the mistake they make because of, okay, now this artist I want to feature, you must see how we make and work. It doesn't work that way. It can never work that way. Do you understand? You have to create the sound. That's how we create. I don't know how other people do it. We create the sound, and as we're creating the sound, we'll now start listening to who can fit in. After we've gotten 1, 2, or 3 options, do you understand? We'll now go like, okay, let me go hunting. And I start selling it to these guys. And most times, the first person I sell it to is always willing to be part of it. The song, I'm sorry, go.
Go.
There's this song with Kwabena, the Traveler.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Fally Ipupa. Now, settle down and play Fally's voice
on that record. Makes sense. You know how that record I felt like that was?
Yeah.
I felt like Teddy could have been on Money.
Yeah?
Teddy on Money.
Yes, she could have been on Money. Yeah, you said you tried.
I felt like Teddy could have.
Yeah, the reason why I didn't go for Tenny was because the feature I had in my head was already complete, so I did not want to spoil it. So I was like, Bright, you don't do him. So, but Tenny, I heard Tenny's voice on it as well.
But Efia was crazy.
Efia was crazy. And what she did was, I loved what she did with Money. But what she was like, we were talking over the phone, video calls, voice calls, and I was like, send me what you've done so far. And she sent it to me. And I was like, this is beautiful. And she was like, Bright, I'd rather come over or you come over. Let's be in the same room. And I said, yeah, right? I said, that's how I've been doing it, but because of your in Ghana. I said, no, what? Fuck it.
Pack up, let's
I'm
go.
coming. You understand? And we 2 days later, I was in Ghana and we recorded the song in like 2 hours. Like, we first of all chilled for hours. I think I even napped a little self, I can remember. We're just chilling and having fun, talking music. And we're like, you know what? Let's go walk. And we went in and she was telling me through the because she wrote the song based on the meaning, like the meaning to her, like with her language. And so when she writes it, she was like, so this means this, and this is what I'm trying to say. That's perfect. Go for it.
Where she went.
God. When she did that,
my God.
But what you have to give it to Doctor.
Yeah. He was following her with the Sonics as well.
Doctor did magic, because let me tell you, Money was complete. Oxlade had given us 2 verses. It was done. I was like, yes, it is done. But I think this second verse can be taken by Efia. Listen, I was like, and they listen, like, okay, it's beautiful. But when we got to Efia gave us a lot. And we're like, you know what, let's just take this part. If we had taken everything, it would have been bloody, but we're like, you know what, let's keep it short, let's keep it interesting. So that way, what Oxlade is doing, if you notice, Oxlade started backing Efia at the last line. Yeah, they were not in the studio, they didn't do it together. So this person has done his, she did hers. So Doctor was the one that now made the 2. And guess what? Doctor didn't want to work on that song until the end. He was like, this song is going to stress me, so I'm going to work on it last. And that was the last song he worked on.
I'm going to get to Doctor, right? Do you think being Basketmouth helped being on this album? Because the other time you were saying, oh, you're a comedian. Yeah. But do you think being the comedian and what that helped you accomplish, helped you get the resources? When I say resource, human resource for this album.
Yeah, 100%. The reason why it worked was because I was Basketmouth, to be honest. So I needed Basketmouth to be able to pull that off. If I wasn't Basketmouth, all this project is nothing. So the first thing I needed to do was because for me, it's like a phase. I started off as a musician, right? And I moved to comedy. And I was like, Bright, do comedy for a while. And I did comedy till I was like, you know what? I think it's time. You can now do it. You're whole enough to do it, and it won't shake you, because it causes a lot of distractions. You understand? Because you have people following you for a reason, and now you're trying to tell them to follow you for another particular, journey. That's confusing. So I had to be Basketmouth. I had to be where I was. And then I introduced TV, right? So I had to do TV as well. I introduced TV even way before I started doing. So everything was like in layers that I was doing it. So I needed to let them know, because doing sitcom is not far from doing stand-up, so it's easy. So now creating a soundtrack to a sitcom online is easy. So I went on with that. So I was doing it slowly. Then in terms of getting the artist, the reason why it worked out was because they know my story.
Exactly.
And they understand what I'm trying to do. And they know that I won't mess them up. They trust me. The trust is the key thing, right? The trust is where I think favored me, because they know that I'll protect them 100%. And I think I've done very well so far.
Do you think you're ever going to create an album that doesn't rely on emotion picking?
Yes, 100%. That's a very good question. And I believe that album will be my best album.
Cool.
Yes, that album will be better than Horoscopes and Yabasi because we've started working on it, right? This time around, it has nothing to do with any movie, but it has a story of its own, and we're trying to breathe in a different kind of life. So the kind of beats that we're creating, it's different. And we've taken a few voices on some songs, and I think it sounds very beautiful.
Let's talk about Doctor.
Yes.
Where did you find him? Where did you? I know you must have seen a lot of producers when he wanted to start making music. So what made him the perfect one?
The way I met Doctor, to be honest, I've not really told the story with precision. Yeah. I always keep some parts. So I was online and I saw some guy selling a sound beat, like a pack, beat packs. And I saw it, I was like, wow, a Nigerian is doing this. I was like, wow, this is so amazing. So I munched it and I got his name and I messaged him. I was like, man, I love what you're doing and I'm going to help you post this. So help you push, just to support your business. I didn't know him from anywhere, but I loved, like, one person, they hustle some kind of real hustle. I respected that move. So I reposted it. And, I don't know what happened afterwards. But when I was now promoting a show in Enugu, that I did that advert, Enugu, he, because of he wanted to like pay back to say thank you, he now remixed that Enugu advert and turned it into music. And I saw it and I was like, this is dope. I was like, man, this guy, he make beats well though. And that stuff he did was rubbish. I would say it was rubbish.
Yeah, compared to what he's done.
Compared to what he has done. But the thing is, I felt, for me, I'm that kind of person, if something happens, to me or around me, I just don't act accordingly. I'm like, okay, why is this happening? You get? So when I found out that he was a real dope producer, because for me, what I was hearing is finished work, not even what I'm hearing right now. I'm like, what are the odds? I'm like, okay, you know what, Doctor, can you make me a beat like this and blend this? He did it, sent to me. I told him, can you make this? He did, sent to me. I was like, wow, this guy is dope. And I sent more. And he was killing everything. I'd like to meet you. And that's how he came over and we talked about it and I told him everything. And interestingly, he was about to work on a highlife. He wanted to work on a high life album. Yeah. So, so everything was just working. Like, I was like, all right, you know what? You're going to work with this, write with this. And I told him that, look, we have 1 month to complete the album. So initially, Yabasi was supposed to be a 7-track album. And in 7 days, we had finished the 7th song. And I have it on camera, actually, when we're recording the last song. So when we got that far, I was like, you know what? This album needs more. Like, it's still more. So we're like, no, let's go for more. So that was what now made it longer. So everything took about a month to mix, master, and everything. But the reason why it was that easy was because Doctor wanted to do a high life album. I wanted to do a high life album that has hip hop and Afro beats. And he's from musical background, so he understands everything. And I was like, okay, everything is just perfect. It was locked down. All the artists were in town. They were not really that busy, because working on horoscopes took us close to, because people started touring and all that. But Yabasi, the way Yabasi happened, I was like, nah, man. So Doctor was a blessing to me. You understand? I think God knew what I was looking for and he gave me the perfect guy to deliver it. Yeah.
I mean, so does that mean that you don't, did you ever, at any point when you were making money, did you look upon your music career and said that, or look at any rapper and said, that could have been me?
Yeah, several times I was like, man, if I'd done this, man, this could have been me. Yeah, several times. And sometimes when I see some of them doing this stuff, I'm like, no sabi job. Not outside. But you can't say that. But because I wasn't doing it, it looked like it's gonna end up looking like you're beefing but because of, they say know thyself, no be cause, just know thyself. And I know myself. And I was like, But then again, I must appreciate and respect your work. Then I was like, man, one day you need to do this thing. So a year before I met Dr. Seth, I was like, Bright, you need to get a producer. And I told myself that, you can't do music anymore. You're too old for it. No, I said, you know why. We are in this space, yeah. So if you're going back into it, you can't go into it as So let me just stay, and you know what you want, and Dr. Seth can bring it to life. So and the thing is, when we had conversations, like myself and Dr. Seth, when I tell him, like the first beat we ever created was Udo.
I was the last track.
That beat. So when we sat down, we were like, you know what, let's make this the first beat. And I kind of like we co-produced it, that particular one. Then when he understood the assignment, he just went beastly mode on the whole project. And nobody could stop him anymore. So because he understood what I was trying to create, but we had not brought it to life. So we had about like 4 people in the room that day, and we started creating the Udo beat. And the way it started is not the way it ended. So when it started the beat, it was different. Then we unlocked it and we were like, yeah, this is it now. Let's give it a hip hop beat. And it came in, and as the beat the first sound just got in, and we looked and played it, and we were like, what the fuck is this? I was like, yes. I was like, yes, this is what I want. So we see this thing, just branch it out to everything else. And everything happened so fast. Every night, every day, one beat was dropping.
I owe you an apology, and I'm going to apologize on camera.
Okay.
So when I got the call from someone at Framing for Yabasi. I was like, nah.
I heard.
Yeah, that was. I really was. Yeah, that was me. I was like, nah.
I think they said that, So that thing, I heard it.
Yeah.
So when they told me, you're like, blah, 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 I was like, really? I wasn't offended. To be honest, I swear down. I was like, right, you see, you have a lot of work to do. That was my own, interpretation to what you said. I was like, see, you have a lot of work to do, so you need to work on letting people know that you can do this. And this is how stand-up comedy started for me, which is the reason why I wasn't even offended. My first stand-up comedy performance, I had finished rapping.
Yeah,
not even that one.
Oh, okay.
It was in Ekenwa campus. The name of the show is, it was called 300 Men Groove. Ekenwa campus. Anybody watching this in that room will remember. So we had, myself and my brother, we had busted our freestyling and all the things that we were doing, and they loved it. So the MC was bombing. And I was backstage and I was like, fuck, I can do this shit, I can do this. So I told Dotun, please, Dotun is my manager. He was a friend of mine then, but now he's my manager.
Shout out to Dotun.
Yeah, big shout out to Dotun. So Dotun was like, Dotun knows that I could kill it, because Dotun went to the same secondary school, yeah? And he was like, and he told the guy, Maro, this guy can do better than this comedian on stage. And I was like, no, the rapper, no. So I could hear them talking, and I was like, please, this guy say yes, this guy say yes. And the guy hesitated to try to convince him, don't worry, he will kill it. Then I had done stuff in Ugbo, the main campus. And the guy was like, okay, let's give him, was it 5 minutes? At this point, the whole crowd, they were destroying the MC comedian. They were insulting his, like they were upset. So the guy now introduced, ladies and gentlemen, blah, blah, blah. And as I came on stage, like, the same guy we just rapping. I said, yes, so. And they started coming at me. I was like, no, I'm not the guy. So I went in. It was like, I swear that was arguably one of my best performances till date. So when I was spitting it, because I was raw, like everything, I was crude, the materials, it was deadly. So I was dropping, and if you hit me, I come at you, big time. That was how the name came out. So every time they laugh and they crack up, they hit the desk. Because it was like, so we were like, what the fuck is going on? And I realized that they were applauding me, they were excited. So you were hearing the note. I was like, oh shit, this is so beautiful. In my mind, I was like, oh shit. And I went on and I nailed it. The next day, I ate for free. I had breakfast for free.
Because of that?
Because Ekawa campus is small. So I went to the restaurant and someone like, no, guy, you killed that performance yesterday. Eat, it's on me. I'm like, wow.
Doing something at second.
Yeah, because I didn't know. So as I was walking back from the restaurant, at that point, people had come out because I was really hungry. But like, hey boy, nice one yesterday, nice one yesterday. That's how it started. And at that point, man, I was like, no, right, you will leave music. Because the kind of music I was creating then, I would have failed.
The market wasn't ready for it?
They were not ready. I would have failed.
Do you have any of the material?
Right now, back then, no, not anymore. But back then, man, I still have it's still in my head, but man, it was so dope. Sometimes there was one that we did, like, when I was young, I used to be nobody. Trying so hard to get the money, I know it sounds funny. So you can see reggae, then it now switched to Afrobeat and hip hop. Yeah. So people were like, what the fuck is he doing?
You're not ready.
So you can imagine reggae, Afrobeat and hip hop. People were like, no, now, come on, it's too much.
You'll be flipping it up and down.
Now like, no, Bright, stop, don't do it anymore. Actually, this song, because the song just came, like, I'm gonna do it.
I think you should. So, which one is your favorite album? Which one is your favorite album? Which one is your preferred album?
Yabasi and the Horoscopes. Now, okay, Yabasi and Horoscopes. Now, the thing is, I don't like comparing both albums. To be honest, when we're creating it, we're like, no, what? Let's create something that we can't compare. So let's go this direction on this. Because of Yabasi is going that direction. So Yabasi is like Igbo, high life, Afrobeat vibe. Mostly Igbo, 80% Igbo vibe. But you won't know, except, Anyway.
Oh, you will?
No, sometimes you miss it. There are some songs that we just put a little bit of it. There's just the percussions that we use to balance it. Yeah. Sometimes you forget that it's an Igbo song. Yeah. Then until something happens, you're like, that's this Igbo high life, Anyway, with Yabasi has, because of it was an intentional album, we created it from, I went to the 70s and the early 80s. It
was raw, it seemed like some of the songs.
Yeah, so we brought that into 2020, right? And blended it with now, and mixed everything. So every time, there are some sounds, because first of all, I told him, let's listen to Oriental Brothers for a while. Let's listen to Celestine Uku for a minute. Let's, all those kind of stuff. I will Leo Sadebe, we're vibing to the sound. So we went there first, then we put everything off. And like, you know what, let's start making music. So that was where we were. So every time that I want to go to that space, to that time, is Yabasi I listen to. Specific songs. Pepper soup gives me, if I want to start my day, pepper soup, it gives me that kick. Like, it makes me it makes me feel like a go-getter. I'll get it and I'll win. Udo makes me extremely happy. If you play Udo now, start dancing. Top 3, okay, now. And then I listen to, I forgot to mention Umo Bilibo. One Ball. You see that song?
Those boys. I don't even understand what they're saying. I'm not Igbo, so I don't understand, but I know whatever they're saying.
I'll explain it to you whenever. Yeah. They're just talking about life. Like, just take things easy. There's no need to, stress yourself too much about life. And that one takes me to the village. It makes me smell palm wine. And I listen to that song, I just start smelling palm wine and bushmeat. And you see what people brings me, like, it makes me chilled, makes me
introspective.
Yeah, like, has that vibe. So you see those songs, they take me there. Now with horoscopes, a different vibe entirely. Horoscopes doesn't really take me to any space. Horoscopes is now, it keeps me here. So I enjoy the moment, I enjoy what I'm listening to, You understand? Except for one song, which is the last song. I'm very particular about ending with hip hop.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. Assembly of Gods.
Oh my God.
So with Yabasi, we ended up with hip hop, like, and with a horoscope, we did hip hop as well. So it's hard to, but if it's about which album I listen to, I think when I play horoscopes, I do not skip a track.
Same.
When I play Yabasi, I go to those songs that take me there and I finish. I'm like, okay, I'm good. Let's go to horoscope. And to be honest, bro, I'll tell you for a fact. You see, when we created horoscopes, we were like, you know what? This is it.
It's what it is.
Like, I'm not bragging or anything, but I was like, this is it. Like, this is how it should be done. And I was like, fuck it, man, I don't care. This one. So with Yabasi, I was with horoscopes, I was 100% like this, so even Dr. said, well, like, beat that. He went in. So it was so bad that we finished horoscopes. We had time. We would walk. Sometimes I would play and go like, man, guy, get one part where you need to tweak something.
That's on Kanye West.
Yeah.
That's on Kanye West.
Taya is here. Taya, I know you got tired too. I was stressing them. I'm like, you know what, let's change this person's verse.
But that's man.
Yeah.
You have to be finicky, like particular about what you want.
Swear down.
Have to be.
And when we're done, at the point where so what I was doing, I was criticizing the album. I criticized the album. I was looking for faults. I was like, I wanted to hit the album. I wanted to hit some tracks. I wanted to look. So I did that for months before we now got to a point. And doctor was like, okay, you know what? You're done now. Leave the rest for me. He now worked on it. Yeah. Now sent it to me. And I put on my headphones for about like 25 minutes. I was just smiling. And when I was done, I was like, I think we're ready to drop this album. And we didn't touch it again for about 3 months. Yeah. It got to a point we forgot that we had the album because we're already working on the next one.
Already?
Yeah. And the deluxe album is a monster of horoscopes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, shit.
Didn't know that.
Oh, man.
I did.
So we're dropping the deluxe album right before we drop the movie. If you think horoscopes, I'm sorry, I'm not bragging though.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
but if you think,
see, you've earned the right to brag. It's fine.
Yeah, but I don't make a black side brag.
Fine.
But if you think that horoscopes is the shit.
How many more tracks?
6.
What?
So it's 15. I will tell you a few. Okay. I'm not supposed to. Okay. Empire will kill me for this. But I'll tell you, one of the track, actually the 10th track on horoscopes, it was supposed to be 10 tracks, but we took out one. Like we had to leave one for. It has, I brought in Duncan Mighty again.
Okay.
And Bodge.
Huh.
See?
Yeah. My guy behind the camera is making this out.
Yeah, Duncan Mighty and Bodge. Yeah. And trust me, it has the sound. I'll play it when we get. I'll play it for you.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I want it. Inject it here.
It's different. So what we did, we were like, okay, you know what? Let's not put this amongst this 9 track. Let's take it out because it needs to have 2 more songs to accompany it because it went to a different direction that horoscopes. You understand? Like it was going this way. So for us to be able to keep everything together, we need to add 2 more songs and plug it in a way whereby the transition is smooth. Yeah. So at that point, the transition would have been rough. You would have gone like this, go up, and like, nah, it's too. I know that's what we do. I'm a problem man.
Yeah, that's the thing. I like when people think like that. Final question: what made Assemblies of God the time that you chose to rap? What made this the time?
Okay.
Especially for this new generation.
Yeah, I know, right? So with Yabasi, I wanted to be on Yabasi. Yabasi is my vibe, man. I wanted to be on Udo so bad. But I was like, I couldn't hear my voice on it. And I knew I was going to ruin it. So I was like, right, whether it's yours or not, doesn't mean that you spoil your masterpiece now. Leave it. Don't be too greedy. You have all you want, right? Then behave. So the no devil would force you to say, man, come on now. But I was like, no, I can't hear myself. Like if I can't hear myself, I'm not going to do it. Do you get? So it went out like that. They were with horoscopes. As we're working on Assembly of Gods, I was like, I hear myself on this one. And I said it once. I was like, I heard myself on this one. And everybody was like, no, Baba, no. I say, I can hear myself. So they didn't want me to, doctor said they didn't want me to rap until the day we're doing, and everybody had taken their voice. Everybody. Dremo had just done his verse and everything. And the song, we're about to wrap up the song. And I was like, doctor, give me small bars. Man, just see what if he come out. And I was like, really? I said, yeah, put on the mic. And because I was hearing what the verse in my head, you know? And as it just played out, I just dropped it. It was freestyle. I just dropped it. And doctor was like, what the fuck? No, we take this one, we'll take it.
Hip-hop is so powerful. Hip-hop is so powerful.
So when I dropped it, I was like, is it good? And he said, yes. I said, but I want to change the lyrics. Like, you know, he said, no. But just leave it like this. Don't change anything. Really? So yes, okay, fine.
And you left it.
And I left it.
It was too short.
It was too short.
Maybe next one. Next time.
And I'm going to say this now because it doesn't matter. I'm a hip hop head. 100%.
I know.
Yeah.
The way you were rapping, that's hip hop head, right? Yeah.
So I'm trying to do something for the, you know, it's because that's my home when it comes to music. That's my culture. Hip hop album, dropping an album. It's called The 16th.
Let's go.
It's called The 16th.
Let's go.
And I'm featuring 16 rappers, all dropping 16 bars.
Concept.
16 tracks.
Concept.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing. By next year, it's gonna come out. But the way I want to work on it is, I want to present rap music the way it's never been presented before. Like, I want to have someone like Tiwa Savage on the hook. I have someone like, you know, Ladipo Sev is too close to Tiwa.
Yeah.
Have someone like Il Bliss and someone else to
partner
and eat it up. You know,
that's crazy.
That's
because access, someone that can do that.
Yeah, because the thing is, most times, what rap music lack is the hook.
Collaboration.
The collaboration. They just need to, like, if you listen to every major hip hop music that really went global, is it Mariah Carey and Busta Rhymes? It's always, even with the one with Old Daddy Bastard, you know, Mary J. Blige and Method Man. And so see the collaboration. The hook is what makes the song big. Trust me. The rapper has less to do when the hook.
Or a sample part.
Even if it's sampled. Yeah, but the thing is, I like it original. Yeah.